Hey everybody, back at our 66 Impala here, July 2025. Finally, Mother Nature has cooperated with us, got some good weather coming up for the next few days, and got some time, so we're gonna see what we can get done here. So last we left her, of course, last October 2024, we were very fortunate to be able to take her up to the Rust Pro shop in Tappan, BC, and get these quarters and outer wheel well done. Mike Hall very much appreciated being able to come up and work in the shop. It was a really cool experience. You are definitely an entity unto yourself, right? But really cool guy, down to earth and all that. And also special thank you to Blair Smith. Blair, you are the guru. We very much appreciated being able to work with you for those 4 days. We learned a lot, really enjoyed it. Hopefully be able to work with you again at some point here in the future, whether it be on this car, or maybe we can give you a hand to get something done with yours. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. But beautiful job. It jumped us ahead here, definitely a year for us anyway, getting these done and welded in. So basically what we're going to be doing now is finish up, just do some finish up welding, do some cleaning up here. Just got to do some a little bit more grinding to finish off some of the seams and all that. A couple of touch-up spots. Know we got to do there. Got one spot in here, of course, on the rear trunk floor. Still have the new panels that we got for when we did the two mount areas. So we've still got those sections. So we'll be able to cut those spots right out of here, and we'll be able to go straight into that side. And then one on this side, right in here. So those won't be too bad to do. It'll be straightforward. A little bit of touch up here and there, and just in little spots that you can't see, say in different light or whatever. But other than that, spot up here, and then that's a spot from back when I did this mount. But that won't take much. This isn't going to take much to clean this up in here and get that done. And then I'd say just gotta do a little bit of touch up little spots here and there, and then do some finish grinding, just to get these edges looking good. Just a couple of spots, I think, just back in kind of, I know I got a couple, do a little bit more spot welding back in here, just to clean that up. And then just some finish grinding on the passenger and the passenger wheel well there. Passenger door. So we do have the little patches were made. Again, Blair, thank you very much. My wife Chris really enjoyed being able to work there with you, and get these patch panels, or get these little patches made up. So we've got those, and so we'll be taking the door off to get those done. We'll get them welded in there, and then on the other side we've got basically the same thing, just a little bit of little touch-ups here and there, a little cleanup grinding. Nothing too major. Got one spot up under this filler plate right there, just right in here, and so just gotta make a little piece just to go in there, weld that up. I might just pop this piece off. It's just spot welded on here, so just a couple of spots it would have to be, so we can take this piece off without damaging it, and then we can get right in here, finish that piece off, and then weld it all back up, and we should be good. So yeah, other than that, oh yeah, and then of course the trunk. Again, Blair, tell you, man, I would definitely love to have the 30 or 40 years of skill that you've got. But anyway, just got to do some cleanup is all, and so we can get the trunk finished off here. I've got basically what I have to do is I've got the tail lights, so I'll just have to fit the tail lights in so we can kind of get this in here looking right. It does have to. There is a curve here, and so we'll just have to do a little finesse welding in here just to get this right and looking good. But other than that, basically, once we've got all that cleanup done, then we'll be jumping back into the rest of it. So again, we've only had around the rear and the front windows, windshield or whatever. So minor spots. One here. I'm just gonna cut that out of there. We can redo that piece of seam there. We've got on this side here, again, bottom of the rear window, one spot here. So should be able to get in here with a small die grinder, kind of just cut a little piece out right here. And then again, there's a little piece in this corner here, our right rear corner, and then up here, a little spot right there. So minor spots, but they shouldn't be too bad. And then, oh yes, there is that one spot. I think we marked this one before. It's right there, right in there. So probably have to cut this piece out here, kind of just square, just so we can get at this spot underneath here and see if we can. It's literally just going to be a little square piece, so we just got to get this corner out of here just to get it out of the way, and then just weld it back in. So yeah, there's that. And then yeah, front windshield bottom. So this is a usual spot for these Impalas to go. I've definitely seen worse than this in other videos and pictures and that. But we should be able to get away with just doing little spots. Gonna have to replace, kind of see right in there where we're gonna have to replace just a bit of the cowl as well. So probably gonna be into, say, on this section here, probably cut her, say, about here all the way around to about there. That's not too bad in that section. And then actually take this piece out, replace this, and then put another piece back in there. And kind of the same thing in different spots here. So again, you kind of see where it's just that edge of the cowl is rotted there. And so what I wanted in here, I should be able to pop this, just a couple of spot welds right in here, because this section is still good. We're not going to cut out anything that we don't need to, but we can just separate that, and then basically, yeah, just going to kind of cut in here and just replace this piece, and then respot this back on. So that will hopefully give us what we need. Yeah, another spot right there. So that's doing not bad. And then on the passenger side, so literally the same thing, kind of all the way along, really. And that, so we've got a kind of a bigger piece in here that we're dealing with. So again, Blair showed this on, trying to remember, I think it was the Firebird, I want to say, or maybe one of the Chevelles. Anyway, he was kind of showing where you basically just do it in spots, just sections, so that you don't have to worry about too much warpage up in through the dash here and that kind of thing. But yeah, we'll be jumping into that, but that'll be a bit once we've got all this other stuff done and cleaned up in the back. Try and get one section of the car done before we start on another section. So anyway, that's what we're working on there. So yeah, we'll show you what we're doing. A lot of it, like I say, is just going to be spot welding here, a little bit of cleanup grinding just to get the quarters and all the rear end stuff done first. But we'll show you what we're doing there, and won't bore you with any of the boring stuff. All right, so we'll get to her. All right, there we go. Okay, so that's these spots in here. Got them cleaned up, so we're gonna we'll get this spot primed here on the right rear rear passenger side here, and then left rear. Touched up and welded up all in around, got her cleaned up. So we'll get those primed, and then once we've got our seam sealer, I'll actually not only just do the seams, but I'm also gonna, you know, put a film around any of the welded areas just for good measure, and that'll help that. So yeah, so we got. All right, so we're gonna do this spot in here. This is on the driver's side, and get that piece welded in, and then the piece here on the passenger side, we'll get that welded in there as well. Just gotta, we'll show you the pieces that we're gonna cut them off there. Unfortunately, I have to actually crawl in here, and it's definitely not the most comfortable spot to get into, to get into where you need to weld so you can see it properly. But anyway, unfortunately I won't be able to have the camera right in to show you, but basically I'll show you as I'm going, kind of as I've got them spotted in, and give you an idea of what's going on. So okay, so we got a tape line here. That's where we're gonna just cut this piece out. So as I was showing you there before, these new panels, of course, they're not, most of them are not quite perfect or exactly what they were. So I was just saying, on the original floor, there's like just a little hump right here, and it's just on the new panel, it's just flat. It doesn't make any difference. It's fine. As far as I know, there's no real reason for this little hump to be here on the original. But anyway, so yeah, so we're just gonna cut this guy out right here, and then we'll do our fancy trimming and stuff like that. Warm, let it cool off there for a second. Alright, so there's where this guy is from in here. Just sort of like that. Alright. So what I'm going to do is just going to trim her down here a bit on this edge. And I was going to use my bench grinder to just trim this down, and a little bit of cut her down a little bit by the length, not very much, about an inch off this edge, and about a half an inch off that edge, and then yeah, should be good. All right, I'm going to cut both pieces at the same time here, just save me some time. But yeah, so. Now we've got to go just in front of that first body line right here, and just before the third body line. So again, do a rough cut, and we'll get her fit up. Alright, there we go. Alright, so there's the driver's side piece. Now, I missed one thing. So, cutting her out here. So, basically what we're looking at, I need an extra piece right there. So, this end was originally cut off. We were we were doing this part right here. So not a big deal. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add about an inch long piece from the actual panel. We'll have this hump in it, and just add it onto this guy, get that welded up, trimmed up, and yeah, should be in good shape here. So get to doing that now. All right, so I decided to actually change it up a bit. So instead of piecing this part together here from the actual panel that was the left side panel, I decided, well, let's try and do it a little bit smarter. Cut this piece off of the right side panel, which I knew had the length of bits that we need. So now we all just got the one piece, and we just got to cut her to length, a little bit of trimming on the width, and that will fit in there just fine. So yeah, get to trimming and show you what she looks like after that. All right, so yeah, by the time I get myself in here, trying to position the camera to show you exactly what I'm doing is a bit difficult. But anyway, basically all we're doing is just trimming this out, trim this piece, and that guy should drop right in there, kind of sort of like that. Not too bad. So that should look okay in there. Start spotting her in there. I gotta cut a spot weld hole here and about here. And we'll do that. I'll weld those in last. Basically, there's that piece there. And on this side, get on our ladder here. All right. And there's this guy. Not too bad. And then a bit there. So yeah, trimmed up. So yeah, get some edges scrubbed down here and start to tack it. All right, well, there's the passenger side. Kind of ugly. Just gotta do the cleanup grinding there. And there's the passenger side. Definitely not the best welding, that's for sure, but she's in there, and we will pretty up the welding with the grinding and that, but get that all cleaned up, and then we'll show you that. And then yeah, the welding in the trunk area here will be done. Alright, there we go, clean up, grinding done. It's definitely perfect, but she doesn't need to be overly pretty in here. But yeah, passenger side down there, and there's the driver's side fit there. So yeah, just a matter of taking your time, getting it welded in. So unfortunately, as big as this trunk is, by the time I get in there, there's not a hell of a lot of room for a camera to get in. And when you're a bit of an older fellow like me, getting in and out is definitely a bit of a chore. But anyway, still fun stuff though, all good. So yeah, we're going to prime these spots here just to keep them covered up, and then that'll be basically that's the welding in the trunk area here is all done. So next, of course, we'll be looking at stripping this down and then priming the whole thing, and eventually this will be probably put like a rhino liner spray in stuff in the trunk here, and that'll of course after that'll be after we got to do seam sealer and everything all the way around. And like I said, I want to make sure I put seam sealer around the end of the welded areas here just for good measure, and then we can spray in some bed liner there. So yeah, it's basically the trunk welding part done. So on to the next spot. All right, next little spot we're cleaning up. Right rear outer wheel well. This is just the rear bottom section. We had to put in this piece here just to cover up an open spot from when we put the new outer in, and then there was a spot to cover up. So anyway, I made that piece up in there real quick and I spotted it in, and now we're just trying to Just trying to weld her up in and around here. Bit of a tight spot. Again, not camera friendly to hold it in there, but anyway, we'll get some spots, just show you how it's going. All right, so again, there's that spot. We got her spotted in there. I think pretty good. Try and make it focus there a bit, but anyway. All right, well, yeah, she's definitely not pretty. I haven't got really anything to get in here to clean this weld up with, but I might see if I might have a die grinder stone. Maybe I can get in here with this and just clean this up. But yeah, other than that, it's done, welded in, and then we cleaned up some of the welds back in here, and then up and over the wheel well here. Got all those spot welds done there, so that's looking good. Found one other little spot of rust here, so it looks like right in here. Doesn't look too big, so I'll be able to just do kind of a rectangular shaped piece just in here. The back piece is okay. It's just this piece right in here, so we'll just see about just trimming that out there, put a little piece in, spotter in, and then we can call that done. Yeah, we'll probably tackle that next here. Okay, so I actually ended up cutting out two pieces here. So both the on the what would be, I guess, the inner wheel well piece right in here, and then this is I guess this is literally part of the body here. So anyway, I ended up cutting this piece out. There are a couple of holes here. So anyway, got those covered in. This is now welded in there. So now I'm going to go on the other side here. Alright, so here's the other side. So here's your inner fender well here. Outer's out here. And we've got this piece right here. Kind of sort of going in there like that. So we'll patch that, or we'll spot that in there. I'm going to get some weld through primer. We'll prime this up first, and we'll prime the inside of this as well, and then we'll snap that right in there and call her done. Alright, there we go. There's the other side in. So not too bad. I just found a little bit more ugliness back in here, but got that all welded up. So yeah, we'll primer this, primer the other side, just keep it covered up, and yeah, we can call this wheel well area done. Alright, so this is our driver's side, inner fender well. So just again cleaning up. Got a couple of pinholes just to touch up in here. A little bit of welding down in that corner there on that little plate, just to touch that up. And then on the front, just a little bit of cleanup in here. Just gonna straighten out this piece here, and right in here, and just kind of touch that up with some weld and clean that up, and then that should be there. That should be that done. And yeah, so again, fortunately, not a lot of room here to have the camera in at the same time, but we'll show you when we got her done here. All right, so there we go. Not much really on this side. Too bad as far as cleanup goes, but anyway, that is as pretty as she's gonna get it with the tools that I have. So we will. I'm definitely gonna scrub down, like basically where she's been welded up and over the top there for the outer well. Just do some scraping there, and then I'm going to reapply. I'll be reapplying basically it's like this original stuff. It's pretty much exactly like the rhino liner or the bed liner stuff for trucks. So that's what I'm going to put back in here, and I'm going to spray all this up and around for the new fender well and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's what we're going to end up doing for both sides. So yeah, that is basically, and then of course just finish off the spot welds over and around the quarter where it meets the fender well there. And yeah, so that is that part done. So on to the next bit.